YouTubians, I am currently surrounded by books, and that is because I am going to do a January book haul. I know I haven't done a video in a while because I've not been very well. My ME has gotten a lot worse recently, and I've been kind of not able to have the energy to do things, but I thought this would be an easy one to do. And I'm basically going to show you my book haul, which is massive. I am surrounded by books, quite literally. So Christmas obviously came, and I got some vouchers for Amazon, and so I went mad and bought a load of second-hand books, because I love books, I love reading, and so I thought I would do a book haul. So let's start. I got 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson, a book that I've wanted to read for a while. I'm a big fan of the Vlogbrothers. F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Six Other Stories. I watched the film and thought that it was really not a great film. I googled and it says that the book is completely different from the film, and so I thought I would read the book because actually I like the idea of the story, but I didn't like the film, so I'm thinking that the book might be really good. A Tiny Bit Marvellous by Dawn French. It's what I got at church actually, and I thought it would be an interesting read because Dawn French. I got Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding, which I wanted to read for a while because obviously the films. Actually quite a few books I've picked up because I love the films and I want to read, or I've hated the films and I wanted to read the book because it's different. But I Google first to find out if it's different, because if it is like the book then I don't want to read it if it's like the film, because I'm just like, if I hate the film I'm going to hate the book because it's exactly the same. Apollo 13, written by Jim Lovell and Jeffrey Klunger. I love the film with Tom Hanks, with the, you can see that that's Tom Hanks on the front, but actually the story is just an amazing one, and you gotta love true stories, and you gotta love NASA and the advantages they make in the world, and the steps for mankind that they've taken to explore our universe and our planets and the moon. I got a set of Lord of the Rings because I've read The Hobbit and I've seen The Hobbit recently, which was fantastic, amazing film, and so I was like, I've seen the Lord of the Rings movies many times and I absolutely loved them, so I thought to myself, I need to get the books and read them because I love the book The Hobbit and I just need to do it. I bought them from Sainsbury's and they're a very nice set. I did actually have the first one, but then I saw the set and I was like, I could just buy 2 and 3, but then I wouldn't have a full set that are exactly the same, and so I bought I'm a book freak. I am a book freak. I have a problem, I am aware of this, but Mum says that it could be worse. To Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol, and Other Christmas Writings. I bought this because obviously Christmas. I bought it just after Christmas actually, and I've wanted to read it for a while because obviously Charles Dickens and everyone knows the story of A Christmas Carol, but I thought it'd be nice to actually go back to the original, and so yeah, so I thought I'd buy it, but I'm planning to save this one until just before next Christmas. It will probably be one of the last books I read this year, because I want to read it at Christmas time, and I think it's right to do so. So this one I'm saving for later in the year, much later in the year. This one for my friend as a Christmas present, and she has very great taste in books, Sarah, and Palmapest. I'm pretty sure I'm murdering the name of it, but by Catherine M. Valenti, dear Lord, I cannot read. Moving on. There are so many books. I got The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. We're up to see the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. We wish to inform you that tomorrow we will be killed with our families. If you noticed, some of these books are on the Vlogbrothers book club. I've never got round to thinking them, and I wanted to read this. The first ever book on the Vlogbrother books. Luckily I didn't have to go into a bookshop and ask. I just bought it off the internet. Forrest Gump, the book to the film, the original was originally a book. I think most people don't really realise that a lot of classic films were books before, so this was a major thing for me. Michael Chabon's Yiddish Policeman's Union. I always call it the Yiddish Policeman's Ball because of the policeman's ball, but it's actually the union. My loving, darling sister. I absolutely love her, and I wish, you know, she dotes on me. I had a big cock-up. I bought by accident an abridged version of Les Miserables, or Les Miserables, by Victor Hugo, and I was so gutted because it's a 1,400 page book that's been condensed to 200 pages, and I was like, that's got nothing of the story, and 200 pages, that's not even, I mean, 1,400 pages. This to like this. Anna Karenina's Leo Tolstoy, another classic. I've got War and Peace, and that's on my list to read as well. I've got many classics now, and I bought this second hand, but it looks brand new. I mean, literally the spine isn't even cracked. I mean, literally, I think somebody bought this and then never read it. I mean, that's what it looks like. And it still has new book smell, so I have no idea, but I got this for like £1. God's Fool is a book about conjoined twins. I very much wanted to read this because it was one of John's Vlogbrothers suggestions. Conjoined twins fascinate me, probably not as much as they fascinate him, but they fascinate me. The Importance of Being Earnest, a play written by Oscar Wilde. I should have known that off by head, but there's so many classics here. What are we up to now? Probably like, I think I bought like 30 books. The Persecution and Assassination of Jean-Paul Marat, as performed by the inmates of the Asylum of Charlton, under the direction of the Marquis de Sade, a play by Peter Wise. What a name for a book. Admittedly, that's a horrendous name for a book. Hello, baby boy. Hi. I'm going to read it. Jack the Ripper. Complete History of Jack the Ripper by Philip Sudgeon. This is a very unbiased, factual telling of it. I'm looking forward to reading that. I finally bought the completing of my series of Kathy Reich's books, Bare Bones. I now have every single one of her books, apart from the ones that she's not published yet, obviously. I'm very, very happy about that. I have a handful of them left to read, and then I'm thinking I might read them in chronological order. I've recently just read Shizz, which is part of her Virals series. This is Temperance Brennan. This is part of the adult series. I love both, and all of her stories that she's written, basically. The Colditz Story. True story, true telling of the escape attempts at Colditz by P.R. Reid. I very much am looking forward to reading this because I bought this and this, which is The Great Escapers by Tim Carroll, and it is another book, history book, telling you about the Great Escape and a lot of other escapes that happened at Stugloft 3. I've read this one. I haven't read this one. I'm looking forward to reading Colditz, but this one, I loved it. I loved this story. 1,227 facts by QI to blow your socks off. I bought this on a whim because I actually really love QI, and I wanted to read some of the facts because they're really thingy, so I'll read you one. Scotland has twice as many giant pandas as Conservative MPs. Is that true? My god, I'm moving to Scotland. I love pandas. Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. Mandela, not Mangala. Too many words. Neil Gaiman's Coraline. Caroline. This is what they end up calling her in the book. The people who don't know how to pronounce her name right. I bought this because, one, Neil Gaiman. I love him. I love following him on Tumblr and watching him at the Vlogbrothers events and other things. Fantastic. This was a really great book. I loved it. It's a kid's book, but actually I think anybody can read it. And you know, it's short, so you'll probably read it in an evening like I did. and the film is fairly close to it, so you'll probably enjoy the film if you like the book. I know I did. I bought Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon, part of the Hannibal series. I bought from a church fair the other two books, which was the third and the fourth book, Hannibal Rising and Hannibal, I think it's just called Hannibal, by Thomas Harris. I love the film Silence of the Lambs, so I really wanted to read it. It's a psychological thriller, horror, and so I had to do it, and I'm going to sit and read this soon, and then read the entire series, because I have it, and I want it, and I love it, and I really do I loved American Psycho, so I probably will really love those books. And to finish off, we have 3 books. I bought new recently, and made a promise to my mother that I will not buy any books for the entirety of February, so there will not be a February haul. I got The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, because I wanted to read it. The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivy was on my wish list for a while, so I thought I would pick it up. Also in Sainsbury's. And this one, Wool. I saw an advert for it, because occasionally they make adverts for books, and the advert I thought was an advert for a series or a film or something, and then I saw that it was a book. At the end it said by Wool, and I was like, oh, I have to get this book. And so I saw hardback copy of it, £6. I was just like, I have to get this. I'm not going to get £6 for hardback, you know, in Asda. It was fantastic, and so I had to get it. Very happy that I got Wool. Looking forward to reading that very much. And I also bought, although 2 other books that I did get in January, but are in my mother's room, and I cannot be asked to go and dig them out. I got Code by Kathy Reichs. It is the 3rd in the series of the Viral Seizures and now the Code, and I'm going to read that as soon as she's finished with it, because I've just finished Seizures, and that was such a good book. And the other one was Gone with the Wind, because I really want to read Gone with the Wind, because I do. I think that's pretty much all the books. I just want to read them because I do. So that's my book haul. I think I probably have like 40 books here. It's a lot of books, but it should keep me reading. I love pandas.